Hey, what's happening, everybody? It's your old pal Mr. Butter coming back at you. The weather's starting to turn nice and I'm loving it. Recently, I made a comment when I was reviewing the static 700 V2s that I have just been on a cold streak on YEEZY Supply and on the Confirmed app. On Monday of this week, the YEEZY Desert Boot dropped again. It was a restock. Finally, I was able to get a W on the Confirmed app. And actually, I got through on YEEZY Supply as well, but I already knew I had my pair locked up on the Confirmed app, so I didn't buy another pair, but there were pairs still available when I finally got through on YEEZY Supply. I don't know if just not that many people went after these or what. Either way, I was happy to get through, get a W on Confirmed, and actually make it through the waiting room on YEEZY Supply. If you're into kicks and you feel like hanging out, then hit that subscribe button. Let's look at these desert boots in the rock colorway. Alright, so like always, there's not much of a reason to go over the box. It says desert boot on the top. There's no boost labeling because there's no boost cushioning. I don't think this has adiprene either. I'm not sure what the cushioning is. So let me know if you know. I've actually only owned one other pair of these and I couldn't get that in my own size. I had to get like a way bigger size, and I reviewed those. I think they were called the taupe blue. It was the tan color that had the like royal blue going along the bottom of it, but I really like those, but they weren't in my size. So this is the first pair I ever got that's my own size. Also, while I'm talking about that, I am typically a size 10. Whenever I go up, I get a size 10.5. However, in these, based on what I saw everybody saying, I went up a full size to an 11. I did try these on, and it's a good thing I got an 11. They are really, really snug. And it's not just in the front of the boot, it's actually like back towards the heel as well. They really kind of clamp onto your foot. The tag reads YEEZY Desert Boot Adult. The colorway is rock, rock, rock. And the size is a US size 11. And then here they are. I always kind of had the thought that these were out of season. I think whenever I got the taupe blue YEEZY Desert Boots, I think in my mind I was thinking like, well, why would they drop these around springtime or whatever? But with the side panels and the base of the upper being all mesh, and then the materials being pretty high end, this is a nice suede, like on the toe cap. And then these other overlays, I think that's a nubuck, this darker tan color. But the materials are really, really nice. This isn't really a boot for the wintertime. This really is like a hiking shoe. And in that sense, it makes sense that they call these the desert boot, because this is more of like a hiking boot that you can wear when the weather's warm and your feet won't be roasting from like an insulated boot or anything like that. And they look nice. They look really, really nice. I really like the shape of them. They're really kind of all monotone and under the radar. Like somebody that's not into kicks might not even realize that they're a YEEZY, but then they have that flash of reflective on the tongue. And I always like a little bit of pop like that, so that's pretty cool. But I love the colors. I'm big into earth tones, and I really was into like ACGs and that sort of thing whenever I was younger. And this is cool. This isn't like anything that I have in my collection, so I was happy to hit for these in my size. Also, they just dropped yesterday. They just dropped on the Confirmed app and on YEEZY Supply Monday of this week, and I'm filming this on Tuesday. So they got here in literally like 24 hours from the time that I got them. And I wish Nike would take a note from that, you know, because I don't think that's ever happened with a pair of Nikes. But with Reebok and with Adidas, that has happened multiple times for me. And real quick, I just wanted to show you the shoe that these most remind me of as far as like Yeezys or any other shoe is the Yeezy 500 High. And that's for a lot of different reasons. The biggest difference in in both of these shoes is the outsole of the 500 is like a bunch of circles and ovals and whatnot, and on the Yeezy boot it's just more of like your average boot looking tread. But you can see that there's a lot of like circles and patches of suede. Even the toe box on both are like the same shape, and it's just a nice fuzzy suede. On this, of course, you've got this mesh as the bottom layer of the upper, and on here it's more of like a neoprene material with like a padding inside of it. These are way more comfortable. I know that without even having to wear these for an extended period. I think these are more functional than, you know, just for everyday looking cool, like a lifestyle shoe. But these are super comfortable in comparison. But starting with this outsole, you can see that it's just all this nice tan color. It's got Adidas branding in the middle, and it's just got like a series of ridges. There's nothing really out of the ordinary about it or anything. And I think this might be the only branding that's on the whole shoe, which I like. I like that it's not like a walking billboard. But then coming up, the midsole just above that outsole, it's a little bit lighter in color than what the material on the outsole is. And the outsole just feels like it's a really hard rubber, but then this midsole is actually pretty squishy, and it's like a lighter tan color. But obviously the whole shoe is just varying shades of this nice tan color, just lighter and darker. But then just above that midsole, you can see a lot like the 500s, we get this strip of like this rubberized material, and that kind of matches the color pretty exact to the midsole. But I think that's a pretty neat touch. I love all these layers on this shoe. And then coming up from that in the front, I love this suede. It feels really nice, really soft, and it's nice and fuzzy, and you get a lot of color change, a lot of movement from it whenever you go back and forth. But I just really like this material. Like most Yeezys, the materials seem to be very high-end. And I love that this is $200. I think that's the most that a pair of shoes should cost. At least shoes that I'm getting. I'm not getting Dior's and Louis and that sort of thing. So I think the most expensive pair of shoes I get should be $200. So I appreciate that this is more affordable than what, you know, like the static 700 V2s were. And you'll see that this shaggy suede is also here on these circles going up the eye stays, and then these overlays wrapping around the back. And it's just a really nice material. And then just underneath of that, you'll see that we've got a little bit darker of a tan color, and this is all like nubuck for these overlays that are going just along the bottom of the upper and then wrapping up to the eye stays. That's a really nice feeling nubuck. But you can see how the color in comparison to the mesh and then the suede, you can see it's just a little bit darker. And I love this piping that runs along the top of this nubuck. I think that's really cool looking. But then the tongue is more that mesh that we see on the whole upper. And of course, like I mentioned before, it's got this stripe of reflective going up the middle of it. They gave us some tan colored rope style laces. And the insole is also this tan rock color to match the rest of the shoe. But that's pretty much it. Let me know what you think of them. I'm out.